Hi guys, welcome to this speed clean my kitchen with me video. I hope that this video gives you loads of motivation to clean your own home. I am Ree from mummyof4.com. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I do lots of speed clean videos as well as vlogs, day in the life videos, life hacks, all that kind of thing. So I'd love it if you would subscribe. Now let's get on with cleaning my kitchen, and I hope you can just pop this video on and clean along with me. Now I'm starting my kitchen over here by this windowsill, and I'm starting with a little bit of Method multi-surface cleaner, and I'm going to start here on the windowsill and we're going to work clockwise around the kitchen. Now look how grim that is. I clean my kitchen a lot. I don't do this windowsill as much as I should. This windowsill is eventually going, because this is where we're going to put our extension. This is the plan, so this will be knocked through, but for now I've got these little fake plants on it, so at least I don't have to water them. But I'm just giving that a little bit of a wipe over. Clearly I need to do this more or it wouldn't be so stinking and dusty. But now we're going to get a clean cloth. I use a lot of these microfiber cloth. I used to use, years ago, a lot of kitchen roll, and I went through it, and it's not as good for the environment because it's going through so much of it. I was spending a blinking fortune. So I invested in these microfiber cloths, and they are the best things ever. I have loads and loads of them, and then when I clean, I just stick them all in a load to wash. I stick them on a 60-degree hot wash with a little bit of Zoflora in there to disinfect them. And then they're all disinfected, and then I've got them, they dry really easily because they're made of microfiber, and I've got them to use again, so I'm not running out of anything. It's a bit better for the environment, and I definitely save some money. Right, now on to some Method glass cleaner, and I'm actually cleaning the front of my fridge with this because it's sort of quite a high shine surface, and it's sort of a bit of a magnet for fingerprints, the fridge. So I'm using another microfiber cloth. I basically just used a microfiber cloth until it sort of is a bit soggy and therefore a bit grim and full of product and grease and things, and then I'm just kind of chucking them into a pile to wash and grabbing a fresh one. So wiping over all of the fridge, getting rid of all the icky fingerprints in that little bit where the water comes out and just a bit of gunk collects. I use the word gunk a lot. Some people think that's quite funny. I get lots of comments about me using the word gunk, but that just describes what we're cleaning, does it? No, let me know in the comments. Do you use the word gunk, or is that genuinely a funny word? Should I not be using it? Just let me know. Anyway, still cleaning the fridge, making sure that it is nice and sort of high shine, buffing it. Look, I'm there getting another microfiber cloth out of my little basket. I keep the basket of these under my sink, which you will know if you saw my kitchen tour. If you have not seen my kitchen tour, I will link that below for you to check out later. I show you exactly what I keep in all the cupboards, how I organise them, and all that kind of thing. Now, continuing to work clockwise around, and I try and start by going up high and working down. That way, if any of the product drips, I can sort of wipe it all off, and I know that whatever's clean at the top stays clean. You'll probably notice that I'm actually standing on something. You can't quite tell, but I'm standing up and down on this step. It's like a folding step stool, which I use. I've got one upstairs and one downstairs, and because I am only 5'4", it's the only way I can actually reach the top of the cupboards. So that's how I'm suddenly becoming taller. In case you were wondering, it's a step stool. I will link it below. Actually, it wasn't an expensive one, and it folds flat, so that's really handy. So I'm just wiping over all the cupboards. I don't do this all the time. I wipe over the kitchen surfaces and the hob and things daily. The cupboards don't get wiped that much. They are handleless, but then obviously there's still like a whole area that collects fingerprints and things, and obviously germs, so they do need wiping, but I don't do it every single day. Let me know, how often do you wipe your actual kitchen cupboards? Not the surfaces, but the cupboards. I'd be really curious to know. Anyway, we are back on wiping the outside of the oven. I'm not actually doing the inside of the oven in this clean because I feel that is a really huge job, and doing that on top of all of the rest of the kitchen, quite frankly, my children are going to demand my attention before I get all that done. So I didn't want to empty out all of, get into doing the oven and the inside of the oven, that is, and then neglect the rest of the kitchen, because that is on my list for today. Incidentally, this Method glass cleaner is the nicest smelling glass cleaner that I have found. It sort of smells minty, which really is pretty inoffensive, because a lot of the glass cleaners, they smell like vinegar. And I know vinegar is really good for cleaning, and I agree it's a good cleaning product. But do you want your house to smell like vinegar? I don't personally want my house to smell like vinegar. I do prefer the minty one. So the two smells that I'm using are the minty one, which I don't suppose goes with the pink grapefruit, but it works. They're two products that work really well to cut through the kind of greasy brown. I am now wiping over the tiles as well. I don't wipe all of the tiles every day, but I do try and wipe, because they are white tiles and they show up everything. I do try and wipe if anything kind of skets or splats on the tiles. I try and wipe that up straight away. Now the toaster, you will notice, is kept on that toaster tray, and that is to make cleaning up like this easier. Just wiping over the kettle and just getting all the grime that builds up off that, and then wiping over this corner so that I can then clean up the toaster and put it back. Now, do you keep your toaster on a tray or not? I do, and the reason is it's just easier to kind of bash off the crumbs and just easier to clean underneath it. I don't know, I just find it easier. I get asked a lot about this toaster tray, so I will link it below. I get asked about the toaster tray more than the toaster, funnily enough. The toaster is fab actually. It was like a moving in present when we moved in from my auntie, and it's really good. We're really, really pleased with it. I think it looks really great in the kitchen, but I'm also pleased that the toaster tray fits it so beautifully. So I will link both of those just in case you want to get your hands on those too. So now what we're doing next, we're going to carry on moving along the surfaces. Now, incidentally, you will have seen me use in other cleaning videos the method, the other one I like is the antibacterial, the wild rhubarb, smells divine. But I have been told by method and by actually reading the bottle not to use it on granite or quartz, and these worktops, the white stuff, that is quartz. So I don't want to be using something that sort of doesn't go with it or is going to have a negative impact on it. So I've used the glass cleaner on the hob extractor and the actual hob itself, and I'm just using the multi-surface all across the tiles. So the tiles aren't too bad because I do pick up, like if there are little splats of orange or whatever, like tomato sauces, or if I'm cooking spaghetti bolognese or something in it, or curry and it splats, I do wipe it off. So I don't know if actually having white tiles makes me more aware of doing spot cleaning, and therefore makes me wipe it up more. I definitely wipe these white tiles more than I used to wipe my coloured tiles I have in the last house. Now doing over the sink, I'm using this little brush thing, can't remember what it's called, but I will link it below. But basically it's a dishwashing brush, and you put washing up liquid straight in it, and then it kind of oozes out of the sponge. So now I'm wiping back over the surfaces, and then I'm going to spray and go over the sink. So I've kind of done a once over the sink with the washing up thing, and now I'm spraying and wiping over with the microfiber cloth the rest of the sink to get it all nice and shiny. Look how shiny that is. Isn't it satisfying to have a nice clean shiny sink? Or is that just me thinking? But that's quite fun. Now this little bucket thing is our food waste, like recycling caddy thingy, is that what it's called? Recycling caddy thingy? Basically the food waste goes in there, and then it goes outside into the big food recycling thing that gets picked up every week. But it's so much prettier. I know like lots of councils and things give them out with generally, darker colours or whatever. So this one wasn't expensive, and I feel like it goes with the kitchen more. So I'm quite pleased with that. Back to my step stool. Now I've broken my own rule here because I intended to do the high up cupboards before doing the sink and stuff underneath it, and I forgot, to be honest. So I'm going back over it, and obviously if I splat anything I'll have to wipe it again. But I'm wiping over these higher cupboards, and yeah, I've done too much of a mess, at least I shall endeavour not to. I've also not cleaned inside the fridge in this clean, you'll notice that too, but again, inside the fridge, we're doing the whole oven, that in itself is like a big job. And if someone else, had the children, and I would kind of, get on with that, but you can't actually see the children, they are sort of playing just sort of off camera, so they are around, and I've not got loads of time to myself to tackle those jobs, so we'll tackle those separately. This kitchen is more like a power hour kind of clean than an all day kind of clean, because I do find that's the only way I can get anything done as a mum. Do you find that? Oh, there we go, Zara's little faces in the corner. See, I told you they were around. But I'm just wiping over the front of the dishwasher. This is something else, like a lot of our appliances are quite high shine, but get quite, fingerprinty. Is fingerprinty a word? They are quite fingerprinty. So obviously if there's fingerprints, there's probably germs and things too. Now this handleless kitchen, what I do notice is sometimes, like you see the lip of the handleless bit, that does collect kind of gunk sometimes. So that does need a little extra wipe. The up ones, gosh, I can't even speak today, don't tend to, but the down ones do, because they've got a lip, does that make sense? Am I making any sense? And you'll just notice that I've remembered I've got granite cleaner, so I've been using multi-surface this whole time, and now I'm using the Method granite cleaner because I remembered I had it. The Method granite cleaner smells exactly like Fizzy Chewits, the apple flavour Fizzy Chewits, which smells divine. So I've just realised, sort of almost at the end of the clean, oh, I should have been using this on the granite and quartz, well, the quartz, isn't it? It's the same thing. I think quartz is just man-made granite, is that right? Someone can correct me there. Basically, it's sparkly quartz, granite-ish stuff. And I should have been using that on it all along, but the multi-surface cleaner does a really good job too. Right, next job, vacuum over the floor. This is my little Dyson handheld thingy. I do find the floor tiles, people are like, white floor tiles, are you mad? It's going to show up every little thing. It does show up every little thing, but again, it does encourage me to spot clean a little bit more. I'm more inclined to grab the hoover, especially without this long attachment, or just the little short attachment. Just get down on my hands and knees and get a little bit up, all the bits and pieces. Now, I'm not regretting the white tiles. Do you know what I do regret? The white grout. I've now got a little piece of magic eraser and some gloves, because there's some sort of chemicals in these magic eraser things like that. I will link these below as well. But basically, the white tile cleans up really, really well. It's like a sparkly white tile, and if you just clean it with my normal floor cleaning method stuff, which I'm going to go over with in a second, it comes up great. The grout is like a dirt absorber, and it's a pain in the bottom. So I'm getting the worst of it off before I clean with my Method Wild Rhubarb and my little squirty thing, my Leader 1-2 spray. Before I get all that out, I'm just having a little go over to get the worst of the grout off. But I'm thinking white grout was not so sensible. Now, my husband has said that we could re-grout and seal it as an option, and maybe that would make it less likely to absorb the dirt. But as you can see, the white tiles, not that dirty, even though I haven't cleaned them yet. The grout, that's supposed to be white, yeah, not amazing. So I don't know what, I'm using magic eraser and that's pretty good, but I am noticing that already I'm sort of almost digging out the grout because I'm scrubbing it. So if anyone's got any genius ideas how to keep white grout white, then I am all ears. Please do let me know in the comments, because so far, of all the decisions we've made in this house, because as you'll know, it's we did a full renovation, a start to finish renovation, so we have a lot of decisions to make. The white grout was the worst decision we've made so far. So I'm now filling up my Leader 1-2 spray with my Method Wild Rhubarb Anti-Back Floor Cleaner stuff, which smells amazing. And you literally just spray it. I mean, you can just spray it directly on the floor and then mop it up with a cloth or something, but I like using this because it's just super easy, and it's got a little trigger, so you fill it up. And then, oh, these are my mop socks. But before we get back to it, my mop socks, the ones my teenager makes fun of me for looking like an idiot wearing. I don't care. They're genius. It means I don't have footprints all over the place. I don't have wet feet. I don't know. Maybe you think I look like an idiot. Maybe I do. But I think it's genius to, have these mop socks and not have soggy feet, and to be able to kind of buff up the floor as I'm going. There you go. I'm just grabbing a bit more magic eraser and holding it with a cloth because I can't bother to put gloves back on, to just do this little bit of grout because it's driving me insane. This Leader 1-2 spray thing is amazing on the tile, it's amazing on the laminate, it's just not doing much for the grout. But as I've said, the white grout may have been a little bit of a mistake. So just doing this little last section of the floor now, and then going back over little bits that have got an extra tough mark with a cloth, and then just got a little bit down the side of the breakfast bar, and we are pretty much done. I'm just going to grab all the cloths and shove those in the wash. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 PM. There are some videos on screen. I hope you will enjoy.